This is episode 12, Alternative Facts Chicago podcast. B, what up?
What's up, bro?
We're back.
We're back again.
I feel like it's been since it's probably been like a month since I feel like we recorded.
It has been a long couple of weeks. I was thinking back. I was like, man, it's been a long time since we had another episode. It's time to get back here. It's a big day.
Oh, man, it's a huge day, man. You know, we have a big guest here. Smooth talker, smooth guy, smart, intelligent.
So, it's the man right here.
Yeah. You know, we're going to announce him in a little bit, but...
we can't wait to talk about it.
Oh, you know, we can't wait. You know, and once again, you know, we just want to thank you guys. Thank you for the support. And, you know, we've been doing a lot of big numbers on iTunes. Where we rank that, B?
Right now, so as of 7:45, we're ranked 38th on the iTunes comedy charts. I haven't even checked to see if we're overall in the top 200.
And that's in the nation, right?
And that's the nation, iTunes comedy.
Oh,
and think, people, we started doing this at the end of February. That was our practice episode. Our first real episode wasn't until March of 2017. And we're doing good things, man. Things are the train's really moving right now.
Yeah, we're going up right now. We about to put Chicago on our backs. You know, we're doing it big. So I appreciate you, man. Just on this journey, ups and downs, and I can't wait to see where we're at in a year from now.
And you're stuck with me, so I hope you're ready to ride this wave because it's gonna be a crazy few years.
Absolutely.
But this is only just the beginning.
All right.
And we appreciate that. Shouts out to our boy Kevin, our marketer. A lot of credit goes to him too as well. He's been helping us out
he puts a lot of work
throughout this journey as well. Too.
Absolutely.
And also, don't forget that right now we are on Instagram Live. So make sure you tune in at Alternative Facts Chicago if you are able to right now. Please ask questions for our guests who we'll announce here shortly. That's sitting right here too as well. So if you're on Instagram Live, make sure you tune in. Make sure you ask them good questions because throughout the next hour of this episode, any question you ask, you know, if time permits, we will get to that as well too. So before we get started, what else we got going on tonight, B?
Yeah, so, you know, right now, you know, we're going to go through, you know, we're going to pay some bills.
Okay.
So, you know, go ahead, you know, make sure we pay the bills, get all that going, and then, you know, we'll get right into the show.
This is one of our biggest sponsors, has been a sponsor for quite some time. This portion of the podcast is sponsored by FireJeffSessions.com. Anybody that supports medical cannabis, please visit FireJeffSessions.com and buy a t-shirt where the proceeds go towards getting our Attorney General who hates cannabis out of office. Remember, that's FireJeffSessions.com. And that may actually happen soon, right?
Yeah, we're not going to fire him. The POTUS will, so.
Yeah, it's coming up soon.
Yeah, exactly, if it stays that way.
Shouts out to Quantum 9 Consulting.
Absolutely, man. We love them. So, Lollapalooza was last weekend. I think you went there for a couple of days. You know, I had a chance to check out some, you know, after shows and all that good stuff. You know, B, give me the rundown.
Man, Lollapalooza is easily one of my top 2 or 3 favorite weekends of the summer, of any summer here in Chicago. Just the vibes, the people in the city, the camaraderie as well. Before I get to that, so I was actually in Tampa for a couple of days. You know, I was in your hood, your hometown.
Man, shout out to Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa.
813.
Tampa is actually my third home. You know, I'm really from Detroit. Been in Chicago a while. Every time I go to Tampa, it's all love. It's just good vibes. It's a good city. So shouts out to Tampa. It was a good time. But went to Lollapalooza Saturday, Sunday. Saturday was just immensely crowded. It's always the one day that everybody goes. I will say the set of the night that I saw was Cascade, you know, from Chicago. Man, he killed that set. It was dope vibes. He had the fireworks going. It was a perfect evening. So that was dope. I saw some of Chance's set. It was good, but let it be known, and I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Seeing Chance live at a festival is not the best experience because his music is a little bit slow. You know, he does a lot of the gospel music, which is cool, but if you're at a festival at 9:30 on a Saturday night, is that the kind of music that you want to hear? Would that be the kind of music that you want to hear, Bobby?
Man, I don't know, Chance, that's my guy. So
it is my guy, too.
Carefully.
It is my guy, too. But I did see reports that said, you know, his sets, you know, did have, you know, some apprehensions with as well.
Yeah, he'll probably, like, I think with Chance, he'll probably be better, like, in the smaller, not too small, but like a venue where it's just him.
Definitely.
It's very intimate. So I think his music would go like, you know, farther in that venue, but I get it. You know, you have a bunch of 18 to 30 plus year olds and everyone's like on, you know, rolling, drunk, whatever. So I get it.
Yeah, 9:30 on Saturday night, that's not necessarily the vibe that you have. But a lot of the songs did go off. You know, No Problem's always a big song as well, too. 21 Savage's set was pretty dope. I know you saw the video.
Was lit.
Yeah, he had a good time. He was on Perry stage at 7:15 on a Saturday night. Yeah. Like, you know what happens at that time. It was a good vibe. You know, that video I put up of that guy doing that backwards flip. Yeah. Man, what was going on?
I think he had Tim's on. Too.
Yeah, he did. He nailed it.
He must have been from Gary.
He did. He definitely wasn't from the north side of Chicago doing that. But that was dope. It was right during your song Bank Account too as well.
Oh man, that's a huge song. And then also on our guy Sushi Music After Party, it was lit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All my EDM fans out there, shout out to Sushi Music. You know, he follows us on Instagram. His thing was popping. Man, everything was just it was smooth. And also I saw, you know, I know you from Detroit. How's your own boy Big Sean? I also heard he did a new song out there with Travis Scott.
He did. Yeah, he premiered a song with Travis Scott. That'll be dope. It sounded good. It's kind of hard to hear sometimes. You got a festival, you know, how good it will really be. So I want to hear, you know, the regular version. But, you know, at a festival, everyone's going hype anyway. So it was good, too.
Y'all Detroit players, man. I mean, Michigan players. Detroit, y'all slick, man. So I got to keep an eye on them.
Hey, Big Sean did a good job, though. His set was dope. I mean, he was at Sunday evening, so the crowd was, you know, living up every single word that he rapped to. So Big Sean, he's always a good performer. He killed it as well.
Did you get a chance to see Blink 182 at all or something?
I did not. I think they were Friday night, so I wasn't there too. Okay. I heard DJ Snake killed it. Heard Wiz Khalifa killed it. He was Thursday. Every single year, for some random reason, everyone that's been to Lollapalooza knows it. It always gets rained out or some type of lightning or something. I think it was Thursday night. It got evacuated.
Bro, Friday. No, Thursday it got evacuated because of the rain. Friday it was brick outside. Like I was about to throw the North Face on. Man. That's how cold it was.
It was cold. Friday in Chicago, I heard it was cold. That's why I was glad I was in Tampa at the time.
It was brick. Like girls, they were wearing long pants, yoga pants, long sleeves. Like it was brick. And I remember you texting me like, "Yo, is it cold?" LMAO, and I'm like, yeah, of course, you're in Florida, too.
Yeah, it was like 95 degrees. It was hot there, and everybody was texting me, oh, it's like 55 degrees. We're in sweatshirts at Lollapalooza, so I was like, sorry for your loss. But before we hop off of that, Lollapalooza was a great time, amazing event. If you've never been to Chicago, you should go.
You gotta go.
I will say, Sunday, the one person who stole the show, and I know Bobby hates to admit this all the time, but just read Billboard and they agree. My guy MGK, he killed his set. Every single person said it was amazing. So Bobby always hates it, but you gotta just give it up to him. He killed that set on Sunday.
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to holler at him because we're going to Prime Fest in Lansing, Michigan.
Prime Fest in Lansing, Michigan. He'll be there.
Yeah. Try to get an interview with MGK.
I'm gonna try to as well. Marshmallow, Migos in September. We'll be there full force. So
already.
We'll have footage there as well too. But yeah, it was a good event, dope event. Glad that I went.
All right, awesome, man. So let's go into our next segment here. You know, we have a special guest. It was a popular TV show where you went ahead and married a stranger. You know, at first sight, literally, like you saw them, got married, and then had to figure out if you're going to stay with this person within 60 days. So it's a show that I got addicted to, and I actually came to grow with these people. And we have our guy here, Nate Duhon. Welcome,
man. What's going on?
How you doing, man?
That's about time.
Man, we're so glad to have you. We watched the whole show, and funny is, I heard you're from Lansing.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm from Detroit, too, so we'll get into that here in a little bit, but I think
y'all Michigan players.
Yeah, man.
Detroit?
I am from Detroit.
What up, though?
What up, though? See, exactly. Only those from the D say what up, though. But, yeah, so we're going to get into who you might know here from the Lansing area here in a little bit, but, we thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So we got a lot of questions for you. Reminder to those on Instagram Live right now, if you do have questions for Nate, make sure you let us know. We'll try to get through as many as we can through this episode as well. So, man, how is life after the show? You're back here in Chicago. How are things for you right now?
Man, I can't complain, man. Life is great, Right. I'm married now.
Ooh, there you go.
So that makes it great as it's on its own, you know what I'm saying? But work is good. The show went well. I met my queen. Who am I to complain?
Yeah, who are you to complain, man? And the biggest thing is I wanted to know is, being on the show is, with the cameras being there, can you be yourself all the time? Because, you seem like a cool, calm, collected cat, but, with the cameras in your face, how was that?
you know, with the cameras in your face, it's a little awkward at first.
Yeah.
But then you quickly get used to it because they're there all day, every day. It's like, damn, can I use the bathroom for a second? Right. But they're there, and you quickly get acclimated to everything, and then, everything just becomes normal.
All right, see, that's what's up, man. And also, like, so, you know, just being, you know, we're pretty big reality TV show guys. Like, so did you see this show before applying? You know, kind of like, you know, what was your whole thought process in kind of coming on and taking such a big leap of faith?
You know, it's crazy because I really hadn't watched the show until, like, the middle of season 3. And when I was watching it, I was like, man, these dudes is crazy. Like, who would do something like this? You know, and I took it as like, I don't even know how to describe it. I was like, damn, they're crazy. And next thing you know, season 3 still going on, and somebody approached me like, hey, you want to be on this show? I'm like, man, nah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't need no help finding no wife. What you talking about?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, one thing leads to another. Man. Wham bam, thank you, man. I'm here.
And now you're here.
I'm here. You know, that's crazy.
And that's awesome. So the first time, you know, you saw Sheila, did you really know in your heart, like, you know, man, I'm about to marry this girl. This is the one. You have some apprehensions, or, you know, what was your thought process? I'm sure your mind was going a mile a minute at that moment.
Man, so the first time I even saw her, I had my contacts in for one. So I saw straight down the aisle. I mean, I had to wait up there for like an hour before she came in. So it's an hour of me trying to be a stand-up comedian, you know, in front of her family.
Right.
But when she came through that door, I was like, damn, like, she's gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? And every step she took toward me, I just kept saying it. You know, I kept licking my lips. I didn't even know I was doing it.
I peeped that.
You
I'm
know
like,
what
man, I was like, you look like you're hungry.
You know what I'm saying? And she's the snack.
Yeah, exactly. I know what's going on with that.
But yeah, man, it's just I was just so relieved because you do all of this stuff, you know, to get ready for you know, your spouse that you never even saw before.
Right.
You know, and now it's like it's a relief because you didn't know they're gonna be cute, they're gonna be tall, short, whatever. You know, I was like, man, this is a good fit for me.
Yeah, every single one of the guests, I feel like oh, you guys got lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a good look.
Definitely. And small side note, I actually went to college with Anthony. I went to Central Michigan too with Anthony as well. So I actually knew him before the show, and which was honestly probably the only reason I actually had invested interest in the show. Actually watched the show. This was my first season because he was on it, and that's when I actually saw that you were on it as well too. And I was like, man, this guy Nate is actually good people. So I actually watched the entire season.
Yeah. Anthony's good people.
Yeah, he is, right?
Yeah. He's a very nice
guy. I took
guy.
Anthony out one day, and I thought he was gonna be out of his element. You know, first 10 songs came on, he knew every word.
Yeah.
All right,
you're probably like, this the guy.
This the guy.
Yeah, that's a good look, man.
Yeah.
So, like, for you being on a show, you know, what was like your biggest, like, actual, like, challenge on the show?
The biggest challenge is probably just trying to learn my new wife while still being recorded. You know,
right?
And you know, what I come to find out is that, you know, she was able to be herself throughout the whole process. I mean, the cameras, they had a little bit more stress, but you know, just all in all, we were able to have a real genuine experience throughout the whole process. Which, when the cameras go away, you kind of question, like, okay, is this really you? Is it not?
Yeah.
You know, but things stay consistent. I mean, she's a beautiful person inside and out, and you know, that stayed consistent.
I mean, that's dope.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a good experience to know, you know, the person you're actually with
Right.
is real
Right.
and it's not a facade for the camera. They're trying to get famous, so that's always a good feeling to have.
So one thing I was wondering is, during the season, you're not really allowed to be around your wife, correct? Like, while the season's actually airing, or how did that work?
No, I mean, we live day-to-day life as normal. You know?
Okay.
Everything is the same. We go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up, do the same thing over again. So, I mean, we just can't, until the show comes out, we just can't really, you know, be out in the open as far as on social media together, because, you know, that kind of give everything away.
Okay, see, I thought, like, during the season, you can't really be around each other much at all. It's kind of the impression I have. Because say if somebody sees you out in public, you know, it's current times, and they know, oh, okay, they might stay together. But you guys just kind of had to be careful and kind of monitor how that went.
lucky for us though, I guess for the show's purpose, you know, we live in the suburbs now, so we really didn't come to the city as much.
Right.
It was crazy because every time we did come to the city, people are like, "Ain't you that guy?"
Yeah. Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, actually, I am.
I am that guy."
And I am that guy." And also, like, so for you, like, was there any doubt in your mind throughout the season that, you know, Sheila was the one for you?
Nah, you know, I mean, we had our arguments where, of course, I mean, just being really just like, man, I mean, is this really right? You know, especially when you had no foundation. So if we argue about the last piece in the fridge, I mean, that could knock you over further than what it really should. So, I mean, we had a couple arguments that, you know, kind of crossed both our minds where it's like, is this really right? But at the end of the day, we had to reel ourselves back in and realize that, you know, we were brought together for, you know, a larger purpose, and it was more than just a show that brought us together.
For sure.
You know.
And you guys are still together to this day, so
Say that.
I think it is all for a good reason.
There you go.
Yeah, we got enough of the sentimental stuff, man. We got to get to some real questions. What's the craziest thing you can share from the show? Like, it had to be some type of crazy moment, on or off camera. Yeah. Anything you can share that won't get you in trouble, I can say.
Craziest moment from the show? Man. I don't know, man. I know that house that we stayed in was haunted.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Hey.
Let's hear about that, man.
I remember this. I remember this episode. Yo, Nate was shook, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, I was in tears. I'm like, yo, you was shook.
Hey, that house was haunted.
Oh, was it really like what happened?
And Sheila called herself want to go investigate. I'm like, what you doing? If somebody come and swoop you up, what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
She gotta run
look at every nook and cranny around the house. I'm like, yo, you need to calm down, man.
Yeah, she's gonna run too.
Man, right.
What was it? Just like making like was there like a lot of noises going on, or was it like what made it like feel like it was just like, you know, it had like some bad spirits up in that mud?
Let me tell you that. So to get to the house, you got to drive a mile up a hill, right? And it's all woods throughout. So you get up top of the house, and it's 3 houses up there. Don't take me to no house in the middle of the night. And there's only 3 houses up there, and there's no lights on, right?
Oh Lord!
And so I hear this swishing. I'm like, man, what's all that swishing? You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, that's the Mississippi River right behind the house. Right. Come on, man. I was smarter than that. I watched enough movies, you know. I end up in the river, right?
Yeah,
so
right.
I'm like, no. So I asked the production, like, you know what I'm saying? So y'all staying here too, right? Because when we get there, it's just a note on the door. You know, they're saying, you know, I'm not here tonight, but make yourself at home. I'll see you in the morning. Come on, man. And so then we go in there, like, y'all staying here too? They're like, no, we got a hotel in the city.
Wow. Yeah, they look like, yo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you go to the room, and they got a key on the room to lock the door. I said, see, something got to be up.
Yeah.
You got to lock yourself in.
That's crazy.
Yo, hey, Nate was like, yo, like, you know, I ain't gonna be the first one to die in this movie.
Nah.
Like, nah. Like,
You know what usually happens in movies like that.
Yeah,
That's
you already
crazy.
know, bro. Like, his brothers is gone.
Hey.
And it's so funny because you always with somebody who's just like, actually, let's go back over here in the dark cupboard just to see what's going on. And you're like, no, do not.
And that was Sheila. What's down there? I was like, okay, you find out if you want to.
Yeah, that's
We got a
hilarious.
question from someone on Instagram Live. Said, what's the #1 relationship tip that helped you and Sheila throughout the show this year?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Man, think before you speak.
Ooh.
You know, and you get mad, and then the first thing that comes to your head is something negative. You know, but at this point in the game, you know, you're married, but I mean, it's relationship first, you feel me? And so, if that first thing come to your head is negative, you gotta be mindful that your words impact more than just you at this point, especially from a man's perspective, and with the woman being the weaker vessel, just speaking biblically. You gotta understand that anything that you say to that woman, you know, could hurt her.
Correct.
And then speaking from the woman's perspective, us men, we sensitive when it really come down to it. Because you tell us something, we gonna hold on to it. Like, all right.
Always.
And we don't forgive as easy as women forgive.
Oh, 1,000%.
You know, a woman can do something to us that we did to them. We want them to forgive, but they do it to us. And it's, you know, it's tough. And so from a woman's perspective, they got to be careful too of what they say, because we'll hold on to it.
Right.
You know.
Man, that's one of the realest things I've heard all today. So that's a good answer, man. Next question, man. I'm going to get to Bobby on this. I know you've been waiting for weeks to ask this question. What about some of the other couples on the show? I know you got a lot of opinions about some of the other couples.
Yeah, so, hey, you already know what I'm going to ask. Hey, Cody, man, what's up with my guy, man? I peeped Cody, and I see he got the J's on the thing. He had like the 11, like the 72 and 10, whatever, 62, whatever. So, he had them 11s on or whatever, So, I'm like, all right, so Cody got to have some swag. What's up with my guy? Yo, that face you made when you find out he ain't consummating the marriage with his wife, Nate was like, wait, what?
Man, I was shocked, man. Man, but I mean...
Well, what type of advice do you even give someone in regards to that?
Man, it's tough, man, because at the end of the day, you got to understand that, I mean, if the connection's just not there at that moment, if they don't feel it, then, I mean, who am I to say, just give it a shot,
Right.
And, I mean, it's hard to speak, on it, just not necessarily knowing everything that was going on, maybe behind closed doors. I mean, Cody a hell of a dude, though. You know what I'm saying? Definitely got...
He seemed like a cool dude.
Got all the shoes you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, Cody. We're the same size. Let me hold a couple.
Yeah.
Cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Danielle, hell of a girl. Hey, I thought it'd be some cute babies that come out of them.
There we go.
Hey, I saw one of your boys from Tampa, and this sounds real terrible saying that, but he watched the whole season, and he was like, deep down, I could see it in her eyes. Danielle wanted a black man.
Man.
Nah, you got to get one of your boys. He will remain nameless for, and I saw that I was cracking up.
Man, you already know, man.
Tampa, man.
Trolls gonna troll all day.
That was funny though.
Yeah. So with your perspective, what did you learn from those other couples? Because when I saw that episode when I think you guys went to the Carnival, or something, So great spot, by the way, sponsorship back. So what was what did you learn from those couples that you took with you and you're able to apply to your relationship with Sheila?
That it's just not gonna always be sunshine and rainbows, or whatever. That every marriage has their struggle. Every marriage has something that they're dealing with, and it was a relief to kind of see that. Like, okay, we're not the only one that had a couple bumps in the road,
right?
So that was good to see.
Man,
cool.
That's awesome.
I saw another Instagram question we'll get to briefly.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know how the relationship is with Sheila and your mom now. How's that like current day?
Oh man, current day things are great. Sheila and I, we just celebrated our 1 year anniversary a couple of days ago. Yep. And
congrats.
My mom, she was blowing me up, like, send me pictures, until I said, happy anniversary. So, that relationship has definitely grown. Even since the episode has finished, even since the season has aired or whatever, or finished filming, I should say. We've even stayed at my mom's house as opposed to
that's what's up.
we making moves.
Good.
Big shot boys.
Here we go. Moves. I like it. Good deal, man. What else you got, B?
All right, yeah. So, and tell us a little bit, because you know our guy Evan out there. Shout out to High Fast Living.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's our guy.
We have him on the episode, and I know you're trying to get your apparel on. So, kind of tell us a little bit about your current venture. What you're doing with that, kind of what made you start it, the message behind it, just so I kind of give our fan base in the city of Chicago, let them know, what you have to offer.
Man, so it's called Vocaltee, like vocal and tea. It's all one word. So it's called Vocaltee, teas that speak volume. And the idea behind it is to, let your teas or your t-shirts have a voice for you, basically. My signature shirt that I started with is I'm not impressed, right?
Yeah.
So the whole thing is I'm not impressed, do better, right? So essentially what it's meant to do is to, spark that drive within a person to say, what? Once success is achieved, what's next? I'm not impressed. Keep going, man, because it's always something that you can do to better yourself in some area of life, whether it's relationship, it's spiritual, whether it's physical gain or it's at work. You can always do something. And I feel like honestly that every day that we're on this earth, it's our duty to do something better. I mean, we'll never be perfect, so why not continue to strive, for more? Why would you get complacent in life when you're capable of having it all? I'm not impressed.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. And tell our fans a little bit, where to find it, how they can get to it, because I actually need to order a couple of shirts for the culture and things of that nature. So
I brought you some shirts.
Oh, there you
go.
There you go. I'm gonna have to wrap and throw it on the IG, but tell our fans a little bit, where to find it. It's just so that we can make sure we promote black business out here.
I appreciate it. So it's just vocaltee.com. It's vocaltee.com. Real simple. The site is real mobile friendly. Made it myself, so it's not nothing that's real.
Impressive.
That's awesome. Man, it took me forever too. Yeah. I was over there sweating bullets. I'm still sweating bullets.
You should have hired you a developer, man.
Yeah. But developers, they be wanting that developed money.
Yeah.
They do. Listen,
we work in IT, so we know.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we'll make sure you check that out. We'll put that in our descriptions of this episode as well too. So one thing we got to know, finally, would you ever do an experience like this again? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Is this something you promote going forward, or give us your thoughts on that?
I would never do this again.
No?
Because I got my forever lady.
There you go. See, that was kind of a trick question.
It was.
And that was a perfect answer.
You answered it with flying colors. A+, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But for somebody out there who's considering to do it, what I would say to them is you definitely don't go into it BSing around, man. Because at the end of the day, you're playing with somebody else's life as well.
100%.
And go into it with an open mind and know that really through prayer with God, anything can be withstood and anything is possible.
Absolutely.
There you go, man. Hey, this is Nate Duhon right here from one of the best reality shows on cable television right now, giving you the lowdown, man. We appreciate you.
Yes,
we thank you, and Nate's actually going to stay with us a little bit. Actually, the rest of the episode.
You can hang out with us.
Just kind of chime in.
Myself.
All right, there we go. He's gonna chime in on some subject matter that we have going on here. So before we get into our next segment, the Everything Chicago segment, pay some bills.
Gotta pay some more bills here. We love these guys too at Seabreeze Building Services. This segment of the show is brought to you by Seabreeze Building Services, managing and maintaining over 15 homeowner associations across the Chicagoland area. If you live in an HOA and you're looking for a new manager or a renovation company, go and check them out at seabreezebuildings.com. We always provide the link in the description below. Shout out to our guy Chris. I saw him this past weekend, Lollapalooza. He's good dudes. He's good people. So before we get back into the next topics, I actually know a couple cats from Lansing that you might know. His name's Thomas Cage. He said he knows you. Chris Harton's my guy. I've known him for many years. And one thing we always got to find out, you got to ask him about our boy Travis Nelly.
Travis Russell?
No, Travis Russell. So I got Travis Nelly. He's from Lansing. We always make
Travis Nelly.
Yeah.
I think I call him Travis Russell because he light skin like Russell Westbrook.
Because we know you're a hooper. We had to make sure growing up in Lansing you never dunked on Travis. He went to Waverly back in the day, so we had to make sure if he comes on, we got to find out. You make sure you never dunked on Trav. So I was going to find out for myself first and foremost if you ever dunked on Trav Neller.
I don't think I have, but I would.
Perfect answer. I definitely would. Hey Trav, you better lace him up, bro. Nate's coming at you.
Hey Trav, man, you heard it right here because you were talking trash, acting like you could take my guy Nate Duhon. Nah, bro, ain't happening.
He don't want no problem.
Hey, Trav could hoop back in the day, man.
Yeah.
He used to.
Hey, okay.
Current.
You hear this, Trav?
For you. So you see yourself as being one of Lansing's best.
Come on, man.
That's the rumor, man. That's the rumor. That's what I've been hearing, man.
The first 10 minutes, though. After 10 minutes, you might as well sub me out.
I like this guy, man.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah. All right, man. So, yeah, we appreciate it. So, let's get into, the Everything Chicago segment. So, this segment, we just give our takes, quick hits on everything that's going on in Chicago. So, right now, Chance the Rapper, he goes at Ram Emanuel at Lollapalooza.
Man,
tell us a little bit about that.
So I missed this part of the sex. I was actually at Cascade. But,
okay.
You're gonna have to give your thoughts and feedback on this. Isn't his dad a politician as well?
Yeah, his dad is like a politician, or he's somewhere within the administration getting checked. So
right.
I thought it was kind of odd that he said that.
So he said on stage, put pressure on politicians to put you first. Come at me, Rhyme, was what he said. And he didn't allow this to air on the actual, because I guess on YouTube, you can watch all the sets live on Lollapalooza. His set was the only one that cannot be broadcasted live because he wanted to keep it intimate for both Chicago and for his fans as well, too. So this is not broadcast live, but why is he saying that? Why is he coming at Rhyme all the time? What's your thoughts on that, B? You know?
Man, honestly, I think right now he's just trying to... I think one these days, and this is just my conspiracy theory hat just being put on my head, he's going to try to run for mayor or something of that nature, some type of high position within politics in Chicago. So he's just letting people know that, you know, he's going to be the voice of the, you know, millennial generation Z. So,
okay,
you know, I get it. You know, it's a good political move. And however, the only thing that confused me about that was I believe Chance's dad works in the government within some capacity. I don't know what that capacity is. I can't speak on that matter. However, you know, I thought it was kind of odd that he would come at Rom because his dad is kind of like a government official or is a government official. But however, hey, I mean, he's trying to keep our, you know, the people in Chicago accountable because Chicago is, at the end of the day, somewhat corrupt in other areas within politics. So, you know, good for him for trying to do that in front of a generation that needs some type of guidance, and, you know, they'll go out and, you know, get the information and gather the details for themselves to see if it's legit.
What I think I've noticed, though, it seems like the tide is slowly turning on Chance in regards not to the mainstream media, but in terms of you know, other rappers in the industry as well. I saw something about, you know, Wale with allegedly, not necessarily mentioning his name, but coming at him pretty recently. Did you see that, Bobby, or what that was about, or you need me to talk about it?
Yeah, so I think Wale tweeted saying something that rappers always trying to act holier than thou.
Act like they're holier than thou or something like that. Yeah, like, so, what is that about?
Yeah, so I mean, he was throwing shots at Chance because Chance is the poster boy right now for everything that is right within rap. That's, you know, kind of like the spiritual, you know, just kind of religious type of rapper. So I think, you know, that's just Wale trying to throw shots at Chance. And I mean, Chance is I already know he's a good guy. Like, you know, we love Chance and everything he's doing. So that's just Wale feeling some type of way about just probably all the publicity that Chance is getting. So
yeah, I think it's more like a jealousy thing.
He's being a little jealous.
Wrong. Yeah. But it seems like it's cool that him and Vic Mensa, you know, made up whatever, you know, small beef.
Yeah, shout out to Vic, man. I always see him at the Soul House in Chicago. Yeah. So shout out to Vince. Vic, he be out there just bulling. So
Babe, you keep up with Chance. You've been a Chance fan all his career so far.
I was a Chance fan before he knew he was Chance. But I hadn't heard about the Lollapalooza incident or whatever, but I definitely like how he's being a voice for the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's dope. I think that he definitely handles himself in the right manner, in a manner that actually gets responses. So that's huge.
Awesome. What else we got, B? So I saw also too that Chicago recently, I'm not sure what article or what publication that it came from, was recently named, Chicago was named Restaurant City of the Year.
Yeah, so Chicago has been named the Restaurant City of the Year by Bon Appetit magazine, a huge magazine. You know, this is like their third annual Restaurant City destination. You know, he went to Washington, D.C. last year, and then before that, you know, went to San Fran, who historically been very good kind of out there type of food places. You know, I'm a foodie. I've been at like probably any type of restaurant in Chicago. So, you know, I think like this honor essentially, you know, recognizes like people who've had a good culinary experience within Chicago. And, you know, Chicago is one of those places where there's a lot of excitement, a lot of innovation around the food.
Right.
Whether it be pizza, burgers, you know, people are doing salads, smoothies, steaks, vegan, vegetarian, etc. So I think that's just a huge, you know, thing that Chicago has been named that, and that's going to pull in more tourists for us. You know, it's putting our amazing city in a positive light. So I think that's dope. Like, you know, man, shout out to Bon Appetit magazine. It's a huge award, and I'm just happy that, you know, Chicago is going to just be within national news in a positive light.
Yeah, because it's always so negative what's going on. Yeah. Man, who doesn't like food here in Chicago? I get people all the time coming to Chicago pretty much just to eat more so, like sightseeing and everything else.
I mean, it's just all types of food, anything you might ever want. And it's not always just like chain spots too as well. So
no, a lot of it's just like homegrown. Like a couple of people who own some big time restaurants out there. Shout out to Ashu Ball. I'm trying to get the Ashu Ball back. It's great. The best burger in the city.
It is
amazing.
By far the way.
By far the best I've ever had in my life. So
what's it called?
Ashu Ball. It's in the West. It's in the West Loop. It's on Halstead and Randolph.
Okay.
You gotta go there.
Okay.
You gotta go there. Like the wait.
Check it out.
The wait's gonna be like an hour and a half. But what you do is, you put your name in, then you go to like the next bar over. Lone Wolf is mostly like beers. You get,
Can't wait drink no burger.
No.
Hey, it's worth it. I promise you,
bro. It's worth it. 100%.
We both say the simultaneously. It's worth it.
Yeah, it's worth it. Or you can go to across the street. It's another good place out there that I love. I can't remember the name right now. I don't know why, but it's another great place. So just know Ashu Ball is one of the best burgers of all time.
Yeah.
And you gotta try it.
And this guy Bobby, man, this guy's a foodie, man.
Yeah.
He got a food page on Instagram. This guy checks out any of his
I got over 1,500 followers.
Yeah, this guy, man, he's a true foodie. So we got one quick question for someone on Instagram Live asking what you and Sheila like to do in Chicago. I know you're out in the suburbs now, but when you get to the city, and you used to live in the city, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what do you like to do when you get here?
Man, we eat all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the other day we went to good spot, Folklore, Argentina Grill.
Okay, I've never been.
Oh yeah, I heard of Folklore. Is that cool?
What? I mean, you walk in there, it's romantic too. You know what I'm saying? Cool. You got your candlelit dinner.
All right.
And then the food portions is so huge. I ordered the El Filet.
I think this guy getting fillets.
It's $30.
That TV money.
Oh really?
Yeah, they gave you 2 fillets too.
Oh wow.
2 10-ounce fillets.
Hey,
it's like $30.
I'm going to Folklore. Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, and just let you know, Haymarket. That's the place that's right across the street from Ashu Ball. Okay. Haymarket's also on Haymarket back. But
what's going on with Donald Trump, man? I know you got something with Donald Trump every episode.
Yeah, so essentially the city of Chicago, we're Chicago, we're suing Donald Trump because essentially, with the whole immigration ban and everything that's going on with that, they're suing the administration over threats to withhold sanctuary city funding. So Rahm Emanuel said Saturday that the city would, shoot the administration in the wake of trying to withhold millions of dollars in federal grants. And, a lot of those federal grants, goes to like the CPS and other, designated important programs within Chicago. So I think that if Chicago stands to lose about $3.2 million worth of funding as a result of the Justice Department banning cities who do not cooperate with immigration agents, in regards to just kind of, letting the federal people know what's going on with that. So it's a big deal. It's very important. I think that, that's kudos. I haven't been the biggest fan around Mayo, but kudos to him for kind of standing up for the immigrants and people who aren't able to, and we need that money. Chicago's in the huge deficit right now. As this is the first year where they actually agreed on a budget, which is unprecedented. So shout out to Ron, but it's something that really needed to be done, and I hope that we do sue. Obviously, it goes through and that we do win because we need those funds.
Right. If it actually goes through, do you think it'll go through though? I mean, with Trump and his administration, man, he's finding loopholes for everything.
Well, the crazy thing about it, it's the first of its kind to challenge the Justice Department with their new, Byron program policy. So, and the cool thing about it is other cities are going to follow suit. So Chicago is like trailblazing. They're the first city to actually do this, and I'm pretty sure LA or whatever city in California. It's just a city with a huge immigrant population. Hopefully Florida, who knows? But it's just they're setting the tone. So I think that it will be, because at the end of the day, everyone's human beings, and we need to have compassion for people. Whether it's throwing out politics, throwing out religion, throwing out all the things you can't really talk about. And you're not supposed to talk about, but I think it's something that's very important, and I hope that we are able to get this funding because we really need it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I know I saw something coming up about Derrick Rose. He donated $7,000 to man walking from Chicago to DC to stop the violence movement or something like that.
Yes,
man, that is awesome.
Oh, dude, it's dope. It's dope. So yeah,
he's walking.
So he donated $7,000 to a man walking to Chicago from DC. It's that kind of like get off the bus,
something like that.
Like Spike Lee, yeah. But I mean they're on a bus, but same thing. He's going to DC. So essentially, this guy named is Demetrius Nash. He lives in Bronzeville, and he hopes the long walk to DC can raise awareness for the city's gun violence, and the need for funding for violence prevention programs. So Rose and his partner Mika Blackman Reese donated to the Nash campaign. He has a GoFundMe page on that he started on, like, I think they donated on Monday, but he has a GoFundMe page which he's trying to get to. His goal is $25,000.
I think he'll get
and the campaign has raised more than $21,000. So he's close.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's so smart, it's so good, and this guy. And also with Rose, Rose, he grew up in Englewood, and
of course
he's paid for and attended to like a bunch of funerals for murder victims out in Chicago. Rose donated $1 million to the After School Matters. It's a Chicago foundation that's there to help kids who are in extracurricular. So I think it's such a good positive thing. And shout out to D Rose, because people can say what they want about him and his playing, whether he wants to keep his knees and he wants to see his kid graduate and stuff. But outside of basketball, he's a good dude, and it's dope that he's doing this for the city. Even though he left Chicago in the manner he did, and he did it in his career with them. But I think it's a good thing. What do you think, B?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm just a big fan of Derrick Rose, even though he's not here in Chicago anymore. He's actually going to do good in Cleveland. Hope he can stay healthy, because the Cavs got a good squad. If all goes well and Kyrie doesn't get traded, they will go back to the NBA Finals. So you don't think so? Yeah, you're a Cavs hater, so it's all good.
We'll say this for another episode.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But all around, I think Derrick Rose is a good dude. It's a good cause. It's a good story. It's good that he's still a focal point in the city of Chicago, even though he doesn't live here. So, I respect and always appreciate that. You got some thoughts on that too, Nate?
Man, I mean, the way he's doing is good. For a dude to walk that long, that's tough.
That's a long time.
Derrick Rose gave him $7,000 so he can catch an Uber.
God, I say $7,000 would have got you from DC to Chicago and back.
Exactly. But no, that's huge, man. Somebody definitely gotta take that leap of faith and step out there for something good. That's who's doing that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we don't have much time to talk about the Chicago public schools. There was a ton of layoffs. But keep in mind, 50% of our proceeds of our sponsorships always go to the Chicago public schools. Right. So never forget that. But I want to talk about some sports before we got to get up out of here in a little bit. What's your thoughts, man? We got to get you in the mix on this here. What's your thoughts on Jay Cutler, if you heard about it, getting signed by the Miami Dolphins?
Man, I thought it was an April Fool's show. I've never been a big Jay Cutler fan. I felt like a lot of times he just dropped back in the pocket and just throw it up there. Like you played 500 back in the day.
Right.
And but hopefully, man, I'm not gonna hate on the guy. Hopefully, he can go down there and turn some things around. Possibly finish up his career down there and finish strong. But yeah, I was kind of shocked that he got a job before cap though.
$10 million for 1 year for a guy who hasn't been doing anything and blatantly admitted that he wasn't in shape right now. Man, like you and Jay Cutler, let it be known, I'm not a Jay Cutler fan at all. People hate on Matt Stafford because I'm from Detroit, but let it be known that Matt Stafford is a G. Yes. He is a top 10 quarterback.
How does go from Cutler to Stafford?
Because Stafford's the man. But regardless, Jay Cutler is terrible. And to sign him, even if you don't sign, Colin Kaepernick, to really go to Jay Cutler, like that was really your next best option, man.
Right.
I don't
sign me for $1,000.
Anybody for $1,000. Anybody. What's your thoughts on that, B? I know you're not the biggest Jay Cutler fan.
No, man, Cutler's he's trash. He was a great phenomenal college quarterback. He played in the SEC. He won that Vanderbilt, which you can count on your fingers how many people have actually won that Vanderbilt. So he was great from that perspective. But as an NFL player, he just doesn't care. He just goes ahead and he plays, smoke a couple cigs after,
right?
Chill, has a beautiful wife, kids. His family life is amazing. But him as a player, he just doesn't have the passion nor the will to win. So I think that's going to show up in Miami. The only hope Miami has right now is Adam Gase, their head coach. He was a offensive coordinator for the Bears, and that was Jay Cutler's best year. I think he had the lowest touchdown to interception interception to touchdown ratio ever in his career. So that's their one saving grace. But I don't see him doing much with the Dolphins. Their receiving core is overrated. Landry, I mean, what's his name? Whatever Landry out there.
Yeah.
He's being investigated for domestic violence. You know, they're kind of crazy. Their O-line can't block for anything. I don't. The Dolphins are a threat. Jay Cutler, he's going to be Jay Cutler, and when they play the Patriots, he's going to be throwing like 4 to 6 interceptions a game against the Pats.
Imagine him playing, you know, in New England, like just with the crowd.
He's
gonna shrivel up like a prune.
He thought playing in Green Bay, he was Green Bay's best player.
Jay Cutler.
Wait till you go against them Pats.
He has no chance. But bigger question I got quickly for Nate. You know, what's your thoughts on Colin Kaepernick not getting, you know, signed so far? You think it's a big deal? Doesn't deserve it? Something's definitely going on with this right now. So I'm curious to your thoughts on that.
Man, it's just it's unfortunate, man. You know, he took a stand for what he felt was right, and I mean, it does. It shows that he's being punished for it. You know, ultimately. I mean, I still remember when Cap was a starter. You know, running all over the field.
Right.
And you know, he still got a lot of juice in his legs, so I know he's still capable. So, really, just hoping that he can get you know, land back on his feet, man, and you know, just come back, you know, with a vengeance. Because at the end of the day, if he get a job and he win in games for the owner, they gonna love him.
Yeah, definitely. It's something's going on right now, and one of my guys had, you know, a really good point. I've seen a lot of Facebook comments like recently. He was like, you know, do the owners or, you know, do executive management want that much attention created for a backup quarterback? Like, no matter what you say, he's not a starter right now. Most teams he will be a backup quarterback, and they need to make a business decision. Is a backup quarterback worth all the media attention? And that was like the first realistic point where that made me see, like, you know what? He actually may have a point there in that regard, but still, he still deserves a job on the NFL. I don't care what's going on. He's one of the 64 best quarterbacks in the world right now, so I think he deserves to be on the team. And I think before the end of the season, somebody will give him a chance. He's got to wait it out a little bit. What do you think on that, B?
I mean, honestly, like, go Bucks.
That's what you are a Bucks fan, but they'll be okay though. Briefly though, before we get off football, who's your team this year? Who do you like, Nate?
You know, I'm more of a college football guy, man.
Okay.
Who's your college football team?
Go Blue.
There we go, my guy, man. I like this guy more and more every day. I gotta hang out with him. This is my dude right here. We're gonna be best friends. I'm a huge Michigan fan.
Of course.
Even from Lansing, though, it's surprising. So you're not an MSU fan?
But I switch it up when it comes basketball season because all my guys play ball for state. So
okay.
Okay.
I respect state basketball more, so it's all good. But I'm still always a Go Blue fan. Football and basketball. My guy Cassius Winston goes to MSU now. He went to my high school, UD Jesuit, so I respect MSU because of that right now.
And also, you know, just kind of going to, you know, Big Three basketball. I don't know if you've been keeping up about it, but, you know, tell me kind of like your thoughts about like some of the OGs in the game who's been able to kind of come back and play in this league.
Man, I mean, I caught a couple of the games. It was just good to see the guys that, you know, just growing up, that's who you watch. You know, it's good to see them get a chance to really get back out there and be competitive and see that, you know, the competitive juices is still flowing.
Okay.
You know, I think Mike Bibby was out there.
Yeah, Mike Bibby's out there.
He still looks solid.
Yeah, my guy Muhammad Abdul-Rahuf. I don't know if you remember him back in that live back in the Super Nintendo Sega day. That guy was nice, and he's what, 45.
He was sweet, right? I used to love him.
Bro, he's putting up buckets. He's like 44, 45, phenomenal shape. He putting up buckets. He made me want to kind of go suit up back there.
He was doing good too.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Rashad should have been doing that in the league, man.
He had a good career, though.
Man, he on the post biting cats on the post, man. Man, I ain't see Lewis do that one time for the Magic.
Yeah, in NBA, he was straight shooting threes all the
time.
Yeah,
he in the post biting cats.
Yeah.
So, no, that's funny. But, all right, man, that's what's up. And we appreciate your take on everything. And also, right now, last, before we kind of get into, like, our whole, you know, Clown of the Week thing. So, what other reality shows are you keeping up with right now?
You know, that's really Sheila's thing, man.
Really? Oh.
She watch TV like that.
Yeah.
I come home, I work out, I cook, and then I go to sleep.
He's like, I'm finished with reality.
Yeah, this guy is a family man. He's chilling. No, that's not you, man. I can't say the same for Bobby and myself, man. We're reality show connoisseurs, man. We can keep up with all of it.
You know where I could see Nate at? I could see Nate on Big Brother.
Yeah, he would be good on that.
I think he will be good on Big Brother. Yeah. You know, usually Big Brother's like, you know, they put you like in a house full of people for like 3 months, And it's you vote people out as the season goes on. It's a lot of backstabbing. You got to do alliances with other people to kind of get through. But I think your personality will be able to get you far if you play it straight. And at the end of it, you could win $500,000.
Big brother, hello.
Hey, you never know. That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Julie Chin, man, and Big Brother.
Yeah, you never know. They might come call me. That's a good show.
Robin Cash. All right, cool.
That's awesome, bro.
All right, so let's get into our clown of the week section here. So typically, we'll go ahead and we'll clown someone who's said, done something stupid, idiotic. It's and they've been a clown where that they can just take over a whole week, Sunday all the way through Saturday, essentially. So I'm gonna go ahead and first here and kind of go to clown of the week. My clown of the week goes to I hate to say this, but he's from the South, but my guy Lil Boosie.
Boosie badass.
Yeah, Boosie badass.
Boosie boo.
Oh, yeah, Boosie boo. Yeah.
Every
Boosie
week,
boo,
man, you be
man.
giving clown of the week to people that hurts my heart. Man.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Boosie, that's my guy, man. So Boosie. So, he posted 2 days ago on Instagram, and he said, happy D-Day, Tootie_Raw. I guess that's his son's Instagram name. Love you son with all my heart. Pops, 100 emoji. See you, 100 emoji. Got a bag for you and a bad bitch to give you some head. You already know how I do it. Tootie Raw, the next day dropped October 1st. So essentially, he basically stated that, he's going to get his son some head. I think his son is like 13 or 14, or he went on 14. Honestly, I'm like, man, Boosie, man, you went through prison. You don't have people close to you killed. You beat cancer. You done been through so much. Why go ahead and promote your son getting fellatio on Instagram? What was the point of that? He said he was clowning, but a guy with your platform, you don't clown that way. And you can say all the ignorant stuff you want to say because I love your music. I grew up on Boosie. However, "Wipe Me Down" one of the best songs of all time. However,
amazing.
I'm like, yeah. However, Boosie, the fact that you went ahead and just kind of put your son out like that and said you're gonna force him to have get head from some random chicken. On top of that, you've stated and said very controversial statements against if you found out your son was homosexual, whatever the case would be, it wouldn't end up good. So for a guy like that, you need to tread carefully. You need to watch what you say. You're still in a position where you're the only person taking care of your family. You're trying to get this bag. Focus on the positivity. Promote good, positive vibes, because what you put out there in the universe is what's going to come back to you. So, Boosie, it hates for me to say this. I'm not going to go in on you too hard, but you're going to get the clown of the week. You're my guy, so you're getting the clown of the week for that. And I hope that you heed carefully for all of your other 6, 7, 8 kids that you have, and you just don't post no dumb shit like that. So, Boosie, you get the clown of the week. Wipe Me Down.
Yeah, that song was classic though, man. Hey, that song's classic, man. Boosie lives in the South, man. They live by, a whole different ways of life, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta excuse it on that.
Yeah, exactly. And Nate, if you had a son right now, would you ever say anything like that?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Nah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, when he said, I think he figured out that he kind of, said some things the wrong way with us, so he could try to clean it up a little bit later.
Yeah.
But,
Hey, whatever floats your boat, Boosie Boo. I'm still a fan.
Yeah, I'm still a fan too. I love Boosie. It pained me the same day. That's my guy. And Boosie, shout out to Boosie. In the future, if you ever come on the show, we'd love to have you. But I gotta give the clown of the week just because public perception is everything in 2017.
He got some time to clean it up. He's actually going through some stuff too with a family member or something like that.
Stole like over $300,000. I think his brother.
Yeah, his brother. Yeah, he's going through a lot. So yeah.
I wish Tyreek would steal $3 from me.
Fetty Wap's going through something like that too. Somebody in his camp that stole a lot of money from him too. So I guess what they're seeing, like when the money starts to dry up, the rappers start to kind of look at their funds a little bit more, kind of see where stuff misses.
Yeah.
So
that happened to your guy Fetty Wap.
Yeah, Fetty Wap. No, I called it with Fetty Wap. I was like, when Fetty Wap came out, he won't be this hot 2 years later. Look where it's at. Right. And now he's trying to see where his money's going and kind of figure it out. So it is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, but this story is crazy. My clown of the week, and last week you gave clown of the week to Usher for coming out and announcing that he has herpes. And we called it. We both predicted it that in the next coming weeks there would be other people that come out and say that he did give him herpes. So there have been more people that have filed lawsuits or trying to file lawsuits. The craziest story of them all is this girl named, Quantasia Sharpton. Okay. It was among 2 women and a man who started legal proceedings
against Usher, saying that he didn't reveal that he had an STD before, hooking up with them or whatnot. Funny part about it is the week before, that same girl on her Facebook post said, "I need some money," with like the crying face over it as well too. The lawsuit said that Usher had vaginal sex with at least one of the two women and had unprotected sex with the man. Pause. We gotta talk about that. We'll address that later about the man, which I don't know what's going on.
Hey, I hate it had to be him.
Dog, come on, man. Usher, let it burn. Usher, come on. Something's going on. We gotta fix that. But what's come out through a sense is it seemed like this girl is actually lying. If you have seen a picture of her, go just Google it. Google her name. It can't be. I refuse to believe that Usher hooked up with this girl. I refuse to believe that. I don't know the girl, but it just doesn't seem to be true. Come to find out, it sounds like it isn't true. She actually doesn't have herpes, so what's the point of her suing her? It also seems like from what's come out, that she's actually doing not necessarily the same stories, but is trying to set up other people like August Alsina. I don't know if you saw it too, a couple of other, famous people as well.
My guy, August got like 3-4 picture videos of her. Not my guy, Alsina, man.
Yeah, this is the girl right here. It can't be the girl on the left right there that I'm looking at right now. It just can't be true. But what it seems like is this girl seems to be a scammer. A lot of her friends have kind of put her out on blast, saying that she just does this to try to get some money. It's totally not true, and I hope not, because if this is all true for Usher, which I don't believe, this will really take down and tarnish his career. But the fact that this girl is actually trying to start all these rumors, these are big rumors, and it can really ruin somebody's reputation. And the fact that she's allegedly lying about all this, and it seems to be true, girl, you need to sit down. And for that, you are definitely getting the clown of the week. And I don't think this story is over. But for now, she's getting the clown of the week. The bigger story is what's going on with Usher, man. Why they trying to take him down?
Yeah, honestly, Usher, and once again, that's my guy, 8701. Is one of the best albums of all time. It's a classic. People, they like Confessions. I always tell them 8701 is what put me on like R&B. Like anytime I had a breakup, hashtag going on in my life, I put that on. I'm sick.
Hey,
I'm sick.
That was amazing.
Yeah. So shout out to Usher, man. But honestly, it pains me because I went hard at him at that last time on the weekend. It's just like I can't tell if they're trying to kind of tarnish his whole legacy. I don't know what's going on with them. I hope it's not true. I don't know what's real, what's not. That's what I hate about society and social media and everything that's going on right now. Because like I was telling you guys before this episode, news cycles so fast, so you don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
Right.
So it's just like, but there's so much information to sift through. It's like, how do I even do that? So the fact that this came out, man, Usher, I'm gonna have faith in you, my guy.
Yeah, I told you last week I got faith in him. I think it's all gonna come out. He's gonna be. You think it is?
Yeah,
you think it's over for him?
Nah, but with Usher,
you think it's over for
I was
him?
probably one of the biggest fans. You talking about 8701 Confessions? I mean, you put that on, fall asleep, wake up, and still listen to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But these celebrities, man, I mean, they're in the public eye so much. And I mean, women just probably just throwing at them, just throwing at them, man.
Right.
With that whole thing coming out, it's just unfortunate, man. And I actually asked a question on Twitter today, like, does this tarnish his legacy? Because this is the only thing that's going through my head with Usher. Now, I can't even listen to an album and think about the same way anymore.
Right. I can't listen to Let It Burn ever again.
Never.
She might not ever listen to it at all.
Never. I hope they delete the song.
They might have to. It never existed. That song was a hit.
Hey, man.
What was that song? I saw a clip. It was a picture. It was like, I now know what the song Moving Mountains meant. Moving Mountains meant. And they had like a big girl who's like this. Man, come on, man. They can't do this to Usher.
And regardless, even if he was with the big girl or not, we don't fat shame here. Shout out to just body positive stuff. However, if he didn't give her herpes, let Usher be.
Right.
That's like my biggest thing. Whether he likes who he likes, but whether it's guys, whatever. But herpes, if she's coming out saying she did not give him herpes, leave Usher the hell alone.
Right.
Period.
It sounded like she did it.
But if Usher's out there giving that stuff to someone else, then we gotta we gonna have to give him the R. Kelly microscope.
He tripping himself.
Yeah.
And it sounded like people still support R. Kelly though, because I got Steven Sumter say he was at an R. Kelly concert in Michigan last weekend and said it was sold out.
Shame on him.
Yeah. What's up, Steve? Come on, man. You still supporting this guy?
Hey,
you might give you the clown of the week next, homie.
I know. Shout out to Detroit, but y'all gotta chill.
Yeah.
I know y'all trying to support, your melanin brother, but y'all gotta chill, Detroit.
That's awesome, man. But we thank you, Nate, for being here, man. This is an awesome episode.
Yeah,
great
Nate,
questions.
He's a good guy, man. He's super
Definitely.
chill with us. No Hollywood talk. He was about it, and we wish you the most success. We're gonna be in touch. We're gonna come out here in Chicago.
Oh, yeah,
we already know we got the connects out here. We're gonna get some bottles. So she you coming home late. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're gonna be chilling out here. So man, we appreciate you, and we would love to have you back on the show. You know, at an episode down the road. You know, just kind of give your thoughts on everything, and you know, and we already know Vocaltee is gonna blow. So all you guys, let them know where to find Vocaltee out again.
And once again, man, it's vocaltee.com, VOCALTEE.com. Then you can also find me on Instagram at Nate Dewey, NATEDUEY.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to put all the descriptions of your website as well on the descriptions, which will be on iTunes, SoundCloud as well. Make sure you find us on iTunes. We are still ranked. Man, we thank you so much. It's like humbling just to be able to say that ourselves. Alternative Fact Chicago. SoundCloud is Alternative Fact Chicago. Our Twitter is AFact Chicago. Facebook and Instagram is Alternative Fact Chicago. You can always find us. We've got a website now, www.alternativefactchicago.com. We got a lot more company as well too. So wrap this up, B. What you got to say?
Please subscribe.